Hey guys, what's up? This is Shimo here. This is going to be talking about the new updated professions and how exactly they can work and manage. Most of them I do have to assume just based off of small interactions of it, since I do not have all professions to 10, nor various amounts of alts to be like, is it per character, is it per account? I'm assuming most of the things are per character, but don't take my word for it, it's just what I'm assuming, because, for example, the daily treasure chests here, where you're only able to farm 50, this is per character. So, like, for example, if I were to switch over to another character that is also a treasure hunter, it would also be, it would be at 0 out of 50 rather than 9 out of 50, which is where I'm assuming most things to be per character rather than account-wide. So, the first things first that have changed is that the pool of items were changed to be, instead of having 3 different variants of elixirs and minerals, they are now condensed into one type of item, which in my opinion is a much better way of doing it. Or instead of having to look for a specific item and then those items inflate due to rarity of drop and availability, now you just need to focus on how much of a material you need, which is much healthier on the community and the market itself. Other than that, the other change that kind of happened with Treasure Hunter is the Sphere, which is still pretty much the same thing, same items that you can get with coins, etc., title, medals, things like that. But the cool thing is, if you were to click this here, you can just hold the enter button and it just auto does it for you, which is much smoother, much nicer, and you don't have to wait for every single animation to be finished. So that is something that at least was touched up on. Took them a while, but it was finally touched up on. And just to confirm for you guys, you saw that I was 9 out of 50. If I were to go to another Treasure Hunter character right here, as you can see here, this one is 0 out of 50. So that can pretty much help. Yeah. With that. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is Alchemist, where if you guys have some questions about the liquids, hopefully I can't answer it, but I can give you at least a good assumption on my interaction. Because again, having to juggle 2 different accounts is a lot more work than you think, especially since I'm not playing KR as much, although I do want to eventually work on my account. So pretty much the same thing with since the elixirs are now condensed, it's now a lot easier. This potion right here, they actually made it so you don't need Vigor potions, and it is actually going to be the main potion that you use for crafting your fighters, which you have to be Alchemist 10, so I can't test if it's per character or per account, but I'm assuming that it's per character just because of the changes. They also are going to be reducing the cost of some of the elixir things in an eventual patch. So some of these numbers may not be the exact same. For if I go to Blacksmith, which I'll try and confirm for those changes, it should happen or not, but we will see. The other changes that pretty much happen on here is the flask, which, as you can see here, sorry, it automatically opens this because it looks for sell value. This is how the flask works now. It gives EXP. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that the Sphere also gave EXP. We'll pay attention to that. But other than that, this bar right here fills up depending on how much EG sell value of items that you put in here. And when it is full, you can claim the item, which is here. Now this item here varies off of the rank itself, and if I remember correctly on the website, they said that you get Sage Stones at 10, and the flask claims reset weekly Thursday. So pretty much the flask is about the same. You can get EXP and you can get items off of it, it's like the same kind of thing. And that's pretty much it for Alchemist. So Alchemist has a lot more value for it, and it's kind of nice to have many ults up. The only thing that's a bit annoying is that since they removed advanced socketing, it's a little bit more annoying the level. And if you already have Ultimate Truth, it's a little bit more annoying for crafting, because if you want to work on multiple, then it's just really, like, you lose out on the value of that, but then in exchange you can get more fighters and exchanges if possible. And that's if those are actually per character. Again, I can't confirm or deny any information on that, but I am just assuming just based off of my treasure hunter interaction and blacksmith interaction. So this is also the blacksmith interaction that I want to talk about. So blacksmith was changed that they removed the skips of blacksmith. However, in exchange, they made it so therefore whenever you try and enhance an item that's plus 7 or above, you can start using mithrils to help with the enhancing of it. Along with every 12 hours, you can click on here and you get a free hammer. This is based off of your treasure hunter level, which at that point is just kind of nice, but if you see here with the 1 to 10, if I were to, for example, go to another blacksmith here, when it loads, hurry up. As you can see here, if I were to click here, it's 0 out of 2, so I'm assuming for everything that is correct here. Now this is a little bit more punishing for if you had multiple blacksmiths in the past, just because you can get more hammers out of it. You can click it and get like more value out of per click. For you can get yourself magical crystals from the armors and dismantle. They can come like plus random enhancements, and then you can try and like dismantle them for amulets or anything like that. So that's a bit of a loss on blacksmith there. Now, personally, my own opinion is I did like what they did with Treasure Hunter, and I do like what they did with Alchemist as well. But Blacksmith got pretty punished and was a lot more interested. Like, the thing is, okay, with the Mithrils, you can now treat it similar to an enhancement event, since Fluorites and Restoration Scrolls are then only 1. But you still need a lot of the material, which, let me check. I think it's 8. Yeah, this 200 gets changed in one of the patch notes. One second, let me find that real quick. But yeah, so this 200 used for repairing gets cut to 100. So they do reduce the amount needed for Mithrils for Restoration Scrolls, but at this point then, like, you're just spending a little bit more for an enhancement event, and then when an advancement event comes, then what happens? Unless they actually alter what goes on with the mystics, so Mithril itself, all you really get is just the extra hammers that you can click with, which, in my opinion, is nice, but you only can get like a 20 head start, and then you have whatever's left for the enhancing event. So they would have to then like either change enhancing itself or how the enhancing event goes. But personally, this change for Blacksmith makes it so that you only kind of want 1, and then you're probably just going to let it sit there, because there isn't much reason to just keep enhancing things unless you're going to actually attempt to like enhance a random object and dismantle it, which in my opinion doesn't seem as worth it. At this point now, Alchemist becomes the go-to name. And that's pretty much it for the system for it. So yeah, there are some changes going on with this, and again, this is the first day, so who knows? They already talked about having a redo on reducing some of the mithrils for some items, some of the level parts, and then there was also a reduction of elixirs needed for crafting, of potions needed to craft those liquids for fighters. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and if you guys have any questions down below, feel free to ask. In the meantime, I am probably just going to this piece over and over of what my blacksmith did 10, and then just leave it for an enhancement. I'll see you guys later.